Aronson, the social animal. Human aggression. Humans are a particularly aggressive species. No other vertebrates kill and torture members of their own kind so consistently and wantonly. Are humans inherently aggressive? Can it be modified? These are questions we must ask ourselves. We've lived through an era of unspeakable horrors. From the Holocaust to the war in Southeast Asia, mass killings are not new to history. We've also witnessed a chilling acceptance of violence in society. For instance, a whopping 71% of Americans approved of the 1986 bombing of Libya, despite only 31% believing it would curb future terrorism. Aggression defined. Aggression is an intentional act aimed at causing physical or psychological pain. It's not the same as assertiveness or ambition. Hostile aggression is an act of aggression stemming from anger and aimed at inflicting pain. Instrumental aggression involves hurting someone as a means to an end. For example, in a football game, a player may intentionally hurt their opponent to get the ball carrier. This is instrumental aggression. However, if they hurt their opponent out of anger, it's hostile aggression. Is aggression instinctive? Thomas Hobbes believed that humans are naturally aggressive, while Jean-Jacques Rousseau thought humans were gentler by nature. What do you think? Sigmund Freud proposed that humans possess both life and death instincts. He believed that society plays a role in regulating aggressive energy. Interesting, right? Research on animal behavior shows that early experience can inhibit aggression. However, rats raised in isolation still exhibit aggression, suggesting an innate component. Fascinating, isn't it? Chimpanzees and bonobos, our closest genetic relatives, display different levels of aggression. Bonobos are less aggressive and use sexual activities to diffuse conflicts. Genetics and environment play a role. While human aggression may have an innate component, cultural and environmental factors also play a significant role. For example, the culture of honor among certain groups influences aggression. It's important to consider societal conditions. In conclusion, the nature versus nurture debate on aggression is complex. While there may be an innate component, cultural and environmental factors also shape aggression. Is aggression useful? Aggression is often seen as a necessary instinct for survival, both in humans and in the animal kingdom. Konrad Lorenz and others argue that aggression serves as an essential instinct for life preservation, enabling animals to establish dominance and maintain leadership within groups. Old World monkeys and elephant seals are examples of how aggression can lead to dominance and reproductive success. However, we must question whether aggression is essential for human survival, given the current state of the world characterized by violence, terrorism, and conflict. The concept of catharsis, or the release of aggressive energy, is examined, especially in the context of psychoanalytic theories. It is argued that venting anger or engaging in aggressive behavior does not reduce hostility, rather, it tends to increase aggressive tendencies and negative feelings. Retaliation often exceeds the initial provocation, leading to overkill, and this escalation fosters greater hostility and aggression. Violence and aggression tend to breed more violence, and the intensity of retaliation is often driven by neurological processes that magnify the perception of pain received compared to pain inflicted. Causes of aggression. The amygdala, a brain region, is associated with aggressive behavior in humans and animals. Stimulation or suppression of this area affects aggression. Testosterone, a male hormone, influences aggression. Higher levels are seen in violent criminals and those engaging in aggressive behavior. Alcohol reduces inhibitions and increases aggression. Intoxicated individuals may misinterpret situations and respond aggressively to provocations. Pain and discomfort can trigger aggression. When organisms experience pain and can't flee, aggression often results. Frustration, especially when goals are close to attainment, can lead to aggression. Unmet expectations combined with frustration can intensify aggressive responses. Social rejection, exclusion, and taunting in settings like schools can lead to aggression. Feelings of humiliation and being rejected by in-groups can contribute to violent outbursts. Social learning can either inhibit or encourage aggression. Understanding others' intentions can affect aggressive responses. Anonymity and reduced self-awareness in crowds can lead to de-individuation. Weakening restraints against aggressive behavior. Studies show that exposure to violent media can lead to increased aggressive behavior in children and adolescents. This influence accumulates over time and is more pronounced in individuals with aggressive tendencies. Television, a major agent of socialization, often portrays violence without remorse or criticism. This can numb viewers' sensitivity to violence, reducing horror and sympathy. The combination of sex and violence, as seen in pornography and slasher films, increases aggressive behavior and attitudes supporting violence against women. It's a disturbing trend. Research suggests that violent content can distract viewers from advertised products and reduce memory retention of brand names. Violence doesn't always sell. Aggressive behavior can attract public attention and serve as a means to highlight social issues. But it also perpetuates violence through bellicose attitudes. We need nonviolent strategies to address social issues and injustices. Historical figures like Gandhi and Martin Luther King Jr. are examples of successful nonviolent approaches to change. Toward the reduction of violence. Reducing violence is a worthwhile goal, but there are no simple solutions. An anti-cruelty drug was once suggested, but chemicals cannot make the fine distinctions that psychological processes can. Gentle, peace-loving people are produced by a subtle combination of physiological and psychological forces. Chemical control of human behavior has the quality of an Orwellian nightmare. Logical, reasonable arguments depicting the dangers of aggression and the misery produced by aggressive acts are not enough to significantly curtail aggressive behavior. Individuals will behave aggressively unless they firmly believe aggression is undesirable for them. Severe punishment has been shown to be effective temporarily, but unless used with extreme caution, it can have the opposite effect in the long run. Parents who use severe punishment tend to produce children who are extremely aggressive or who favor violent means of obtaining personal and political ends. Social psychologists have searched for alternative techniques of persuasion. Many of these have been developed with young children in mind but are adaptable to adults as well. Research suggests that a severe or restrictive punishment can lead to frustration, which is a primary cause of aggression. A study by Robert Hamblin and his colleagues demonstrated this point. But what about prisons? Do harsh environments deter criminals from committing future crimes? The evidence is limited. In fact, imprisonment may have the opposite effect. A natural experiment in Florida suggests that prisons fail to deter crime among released inmates. The prisoners who served their full term were twice as likely to return to prison as those who were released early. Although severe punishment can result in compliance, it rarely produces internalization of non-aggressive behavior patterns. To establish long-term non-aggressive behavior, it's important to internalize a set of values that denigrates aggressive behavior. In fact, threats of mild punishment are more effective than threats of severe punishment with young children. Merrill Carlsmith, Jonathan Friedman, and I demonstrated this in separate experiments. When a child is threatened with punishment for their aggressive behavior, they experience cognitive dissonance. This occurs when their desire to aggress is dissonant with their desire to avoid punishment. Studies have shown that moderate punishment can be effective in reducing bullying behavior in schools. Dan Alwies was able to decrease the frequency of bullying by 50% through timely and moderate punitive action. Another approach is punishing aggressive models in front of children. While real-world data doesn't support this theory, controlled experiments have shown that children who see an aggressive person being punished are less likely to display aggressive behavior. In a nursery school experiment, teachers were asked to ignore aggressive behavior and give attention to non-aggressive behavior. The result? A noticeable decline in aggressive behavior. Joel Davitt's experiment demonstrated that constructive behavior can be a result of prior training. Children who were trained for constructive behavior displayed far more of it than those who were not. Our society presents evidence that violent solutions to conflict are predominant and valued. It's no surprise that children learn adults often solve conflicts by resorting to violence. If we want our children to favor nonviolent strategies, we need to offer them specific training in these techniques. This training can be provided both in the home and in school. Studies show that the most effective way to indicate that aggressive behavior is inappropriate is through the presence of other people who are restrained and relatively unaggressive. For example, in a study by Robert Barron and Richard Kepner, subjects were insulted and then observed a third person delivering either intense or mild shocks to the insulter. Those who witnessed the third person deliver intense shocks delivered more intense shocks themselves than those who witnessed mild shocks. This shows that aggressive behavior can be viewed as an act of conformity. In a group setting, people look to others for a definition of what is appropriate. If those around you are throwing snowballs, you're more likely to throw snowballs too. In an experiment, drivers honked their horns aggressively when the lead driver hesitated at a green light. But when a pedestrian on crutches crossed, the empathetic response reduced the aggression significantly. Dehumanization makes it easier to commit violent acts against others. But by building empathy, we can reverse this process and make aggressive acts more difficult to commit. Studies have shown that empathy is negatively correlated with aggression in children. Empathy training activities led to significant decreases in aggressive behavior. Empathy is a powerful buffer against committing acts of extreme aggression. In a study, college students who experienced empathic concern for others delivered less severe shocks than those who were less empathic. So, let's work on building empathy towards others. Not only will it help us build better relationships, but it can also reduce aggression and dehumanization.